The bass pulsed low in your chest as lights flashed red and gold across the crowded club. Laughter and music tangled in the air, but your mind was already sleeping somewhere else. Ginny was twirling in Mina's arms, Lisa was posed on Mino's lap, and the whole table had become a blur of noise and movement. You, however, found yourself quietly slipping away towards the bar, seeking a few seconds of silence amid chaos. You slid onto the velvet stool, crossing your legs, phone in hand. The bartender glanced at you, his voice raised over the thrum of music. "Another round, ma'am?" You nodded absently. "Just a glass of red wine, please." Your fingers scrolled through your messages, landing on Jungkook's name. For a moment your chest tightened. His last message still glowed there. "Be safe, I'll be back soon." You bit your lip and locked the phone quickly. "You shouldn't be here," you muttered to yourself, more a whisper than a confession. A man sat one stool away, quite composed, his posture too deliberate for someone in a place like this. You hadn't noticed him at first. His gaze was calm but unreadable, the kind that lingers without permission. When your eyes When your eyes accidentally met his, he smiled faintly. Not friendly, not warm, but something that felt like a secret. "Rough night?" His voice was smooth, almost too casual. You looked away, not wanting to engage. "Something like that. You don't seem like the type to sit alone," he said, signaling the bartender. "Pour her something stronger in her wine and mix this in her glass," he said, throwing a packet in front of him. The bartender hesitated, glancing between you both. "So she already ordered?" "It's fine," the man interrupted, lowering his tone with a quiet authority that made the bartender's shoulders tense. "Just make sure it helps her forget things for a while. I'll handle the rest." The bartender swallowed hard but didn't argue. He reached under the counter, grabbed a small vial of a clear liquid, something harmless, a relaxation tonic often used in upscale bars to calm nerves. He poured a drop into your wine before sliding a glass across the polished surface. You didn't notice. You were too busy watching the flashing lights bounce off the mirrored walls, lost in your thoughts. "Here you go." The bartender murmured, setting it before you. But when the bartender slid the glass, that man instantly poured something in your wine, without you or the bartender noticing. You turned with a small smile and took your glass. "Thank you," you said softly, taking the glass. The cool stem pressed against your fingers as you brought it to your lips. The first sip tasted normal, smooth, velvety, but with a faint, strange sweetness you couldn't quite place. The man beside you turned slightly, resting his chin on his hand, watching you as you took another sip. The corner of his mouth curved upward. "That same half smoke again." "Careful," he said in a tone that sounded almost amused. "Wine like that tends to make people speak truths they have been hiding." You blinked at him, confused. "Excuse me?" He chuckled softly, his gaze locked on you like he was studying every flicker of your expression. "You just look like someone carrying too many secrets." You turned away again, uncomfortable under his stare, but his words clung to you. The low music, the spinning lights, the soft hum in your veins, everything started to blur slightly, not dangerously, but dream-like. You felt lighter, almost detached. The laughter of your friends echoed somewhere in the distance, and the man's voice seemed to come from underwater. He leaned closer, his breath brushing your ear as he whispered, "It's a shame someone like you is surrounded by people who didn't really see you." Your heartbeat stumbled. "I don't know what you are talking about," you said quietly, placing your glass down. He didn't answer, just smiled. Again, that same knowing, haunting smile, and took a slow sip of his own drink. "You will," he murmured under his breath. You frowned, trying to focus your mind, feeling oddly heavy yet calm. The world around you shimmered with red light, your real reflection in the glass appearing almost like a stranger. The man's gaze didn't waver. following every small movement you made when your fingers trembled slightly as you reached for your phone again. He finally spoke low enough that only you could hear. See, even the strongest ones need a moment to fall apart. You looked up, startled by the words, but he was already looking away, swirling his drink lazily as if the moment never happened. Yet, when you raised the glass again for another sip, his smoke returned slow and deliberate, satisfaction flickering in his eyes. The light of the club shimmered around you, and for the first time that night you felt something strange, like you would step too close to a fire without realizing it was burning you.